been about 2 weeks now. A lot has actually changed in these past 2 weeks, so I do have a little bit of an update prior to getting into this whole thing. Small stuff first. I got new lights. I don't know if you can tell. I got a new camera. I don't know if you can tell. I feel like I can tell. The picture quality is a bit better, and then also there's more of me in the frame. And I also got an Apple Watch. So I'm not really bawling. I just recently did the trade-in thing at T-Mobile, and they had a promotion for a free Apple Watch. So that's how I got that. Still kind of poor, but this is actually my second time filming this. The first time I accidentally deleted when I switched over all my stuff, but it's kind of a good thing because it was a bit of a hot mess, because I'm discovering that some of the pictures in this book are not true to form, which I'll get into in a second. Hello, welcome back to my story. If you did not know, my name is Harley Nouveau. In today's chapter, we're going to tackle look 3 in our series, Recreating Making Faces by Kevyn Aucoin. Before I jump into that, I talked a bit about that. I finished my instructor program officially, so I have to take my exams. But after I do that, I am officially licensed to instruct in aesthetics in the state of Texas, which does have one of the higher requirements in the country, so you can kind of, you know, if you go here, you can pretty much go anywhere. I did get a job offer already at the school at which I got my instructing license, so it's pretty cool. I'm actually very excited. I recently applied for a new apartment, so I should be moving soon. Talked a bit about that. Overall, honestly, a lot of good changes in life. I'll go more into depth about that when I move, because it'll be a little bit more comfortable, but I figured I'd keep you guys updated on my life as we're doing this. So with all that being said, let's get into the video. Look 3, as you can see, is Shimmer. When I did this the first time, I had a number of problems. Mainly, the colors that the book tells you to use are not anywhere near the colors that are on the model. And that's not an instance of her skin tone being different than mine, as the case with Naomi Campbell or the look before that. It's just wrong. Like, getting up close, you see that it says to use a burgundy eyeshadow. That's not burgundy. And when I did this the first time, I came out looking like straight out of a Tim Burton fairy tale. And yeah, it wasn't good. I looked dead. I looked like a vampire. I looked nothing like the photo, even more so than normal. So it's kind of a blessing in disguise that I have to reshoot this. Anyway, the excerpt for this look says, "The Shimmer face utilizes dewy foundations and iridescence and metallic pencils and creams. It is also an example of highlighting and shading without the use of typical contouring products. Here you can easily see where the light hits Jamie's face, and those areas come forward because of the reflective qualities of the makeup. Also, don't necessarily think of this or any other face in terms of daytime or evening. It's all a matter of application and desired effect." And then of course there's a little tip at the top that says, "For oily complexions, use matte foundation and powders, followed by highlighting powder to create a shimmery look." I'm actually going to do that this time. I did not do that the first time, and I wish I had footage to show you, because I looked like I dipped my face in Crisco and you could fry chicken off of it. So we're not doing that this time. For this look, you're going to need a concealer. This is Pretty Fresh by ColourPop. Highlight, I'm actually using the Makeup Obsession Sunlight Moonlight palette for this. It's double-sided, it's one of my favorites. And yeah, this is a sister brand to Makeup Revolution, if you've never heard of it. A pink liquid blush, this is the Rare Beauty Liquid Blush in Bliss. A warm tone brown eye pencil, this is by NYX, in the color literally brown. A burgundy cream shadow, this is actually a multi-stick, but it's creamy. I couldn't find an actual burgundy cream shadow anywhere, so the multi-stick will have to do. And this is in the color Burning Bridges by Wet n Wild. A pale beige eyeshadow, of which I will be pulling out an oldie, the Jaclyn Hill palette by Morphe, and using one of these colors because they're the only shimmery pale beige eyeshadows I have. An eyeshadow brush, this is also by Wet n Wild from their Rebel Rose collection, and I like it because it looks like a rose. Of course, your eyelash curler and black mascara. This is the new I did it again. Mascara. This is the Sky High Mascara by, I believe, Maybelline. And this will be like my first time trying it out on camera. Technically, it calls for a burgundy mascara, but we're using the BFF ColourPop in brown because I don't have a burgundy mascara, and also this picture doesn't look like it's a burgundy mascara. A neutral toned lip pencil. This is the only one I have that's not really, really pale. And it's as neutral of a color as I have. Obviously, as you can tell, this is a little warmer, but what can you do? This is the LA Girl Perfect Precision in the color Sugar and Spice. And then of course a shimmery pink lip gloss. This is by ColourPop as well. This whole tutorial basically brought to you by the drugstore. So step 1 says, using your concealer, spot touch the face to even out the skin tone. As we've established, I don't have an even skin tone, so my spot touching is actually going to be more of a literal just a faux foundation, but you do what you can. It's not going to be super full coverage. I will conceal underneath my eyes in a second, because I did notice the first time I did this look that it looked very crazy once I had the burgundy eyeshadow on without under eye concealer. It made me look very sallow, and again, like I was dead. So we want to avoid that this go around. I have a new mirror I'm going to show you guys in a second. I'm really excited about, because not only do I freaking love both of them, because there's 2, but that means I don't have to use the Jeffree Star mirror anymore. Because as I told you guys, I really didn't want to use that, but I didn't have any other mirrors. I was trying to use like little makeup compacts, and it wasn't as easy as I thought it would be. Do a little bit more under the eye. This is in the color 20N, by the way. This is a very good match for my foundation color. Unfortunately, I discovered when using the Pretty Fresh foundation that the foundation is not the same color as the concealer. And the N ends up looking rather pink on me. Now this doesn't call for loose setting powder, so I'm not going to set it, but you get the effect that I'm going for. This is a hydrating concealer, so it is going to leave me slightly dewy. I don't care as long as I'm not looking very oily. Next up, it says apply highlighter lotion to the face with fingertips or foundation sponge. For this photo, the highlighter was added to the neck and collarbone. So obviously I'm not using a liquid lotion, I'm using a powder. And the color looks like it is rather cool tone, honestly, in the photo. So I'm gonna use the cool tone side of this. I think I'm gonna use specifically Fairy Lights right here, which is this pinker tone. And I'm going to put that on the areas at which one is normally highlighted. And I'm gonna go slightly heavy-handed with this because this is a shimmer focused look. I'm not gonna do my whole face though, because then I end up looking like the Tin Man. It's actually, as I've said it, one of my favorite highlighters. So if you happen to go by your local Target and you see it, I recommend you get it. That's all we got for now. Potentially we'll come back to that if we need to. And then this is a Alamar brush. I actually really love this brush. Also, I'm noticing as I'm doing these, and it could be because I'm getting back more comfortable in front of the camera again, I'm getting quicker. So we'll see how the actual runtime of this ends up. Next, apply a very light application of liquid blush to the cheeks and temples, blending well with your fingers. This part I'm really curious about, because if you guys remember, the Rare Beauty blush is very pigmented. Okay, as you see, that did kind of knock down the highlight, so I am going to have to go back in and refresh that. Over here it did anyway. Interestingly enough, I feel like this blush is looking kind of warm. Normally it's actually pink in person. Probably should have used this, but this isn't a liquid. Learned a lesson there. Now, one thing, if you do end up getting these liquid blushes, which I think are far and away superior to her cream blushes, you need to be aware that they dry really quick. So be prepared to work fast. I'll go over that with my foundation brush in a second, because I feel like I made it a little too intense. Oh, Jasmine could see me now. Normally she's like, you don't use enough product. Definitely did there. Next, for the eyes, start with a warm tone dark brown eye pencil, blend into the upper lashes, and smudge with an eyeshadow brush. Taking my brand new mirror, this is the Starry Night one. I do have one that is the Water Lily by Monet, but this is obviously Starry Night by Van Gogh. I'm going to, as it said, apply onto my lashes and smudge with my brush. Wow, this ended up being a lot darker than I thought it was going to be. But already this look is turning out better than it did last time. Now the mirror is double-sided, as you saw. There's one side that is 3 times and one that is just 1, which I do love. I will try to link these on Amazon if you're interested. I hate when people use mirrors and stuff and they don't link it down below. I don't know if I'm gonna link the makeup, just because the purpose of these tutorials are more about the technique and not the product, but we'll see. Next, we're going to apply the burgundy cream eyeshadow in a circle around the eye, leaving the dark brown pencil at the lash line, and then blend in a circular motion. Ooh, my lisp is getting acting up there. So when I did this the last time, there was a substantial amount of color, and I think that contributed to my look being kind of Tim Burton-esque, so we're gonna try to avoid that today. But I will say, we are very much so doing better already. Okay, this is turning out so much better. I'm gonna repeat that onto the other side. I'm actually gonna take an extra brush that has nothing on it and just run that around the edges just to make it look a little more blended. Next step, we have, with your pale beige shimmer powder eyeshadow, brush along the brow bone. Incidentally, no brow pencil was used in this photo. I cheated, I already had my brows done. Sue me, I felt like it was important. My brows aren't like naturally that great, so we needed a little extra help. Next, we have, using your black mascara, apply to the top lashes, burgundy to the bottom. So I'm gonna do brown on the bottom and black on the top. And again, looking at the picture, it doesn't look like she's using multiple coats. So I'm just gonna do one coat. You know, I actually saw this mascara in store and I ordered it before I heard that it went crazy on TikTok, and it took forever to arrive, I assume because it went crazy on TikTok. But the little experience I've had with it, I actually really enjoy it. So I can see why everybody lost their mind over it. Honestly, say what you will about TikTok, but I feel like trending TikTok has found some like amazing things. Now, I will say one thing I do not like about this mascara is that to me it is a little clumpy, which I know some people are a fan of. I'm not the biggest fan of that, but you can work around that by using a lash comb, as I've said before. But as a result of how amazing this one product is from TikTok, I kind of want to try out the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Powder Foundation. Their liquid foundation is like one of my favorites of all time, if not my favorite of all time. And I'm oily, so I feel like the powder could benefit me, and I've heard great things, so that'll be my next find. I have a bunch of new stuff that I should review, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to catch up with everything. I know for sure I have a number of eye products that I'm gonna be reviewing soon, because I got some new things that I'm really excited for. They fit my brand, and I don't see a lot of people talking about them, so we'll see. I can sneak peek one of them at the end of this video for you, but the other two are actually on the way. Next up we have, after lip pencil is used to define the shape of the mouth, fill in using the same. So we're gonna line my mouth and fill it in using this pencil. Actually wish I had the pencil I used at Jasmine's because it was a little more cool toned. And when I took my photos, I feel like it really matched the photo. I know this is not a review video, but I do have to say, I am not a fan of this lip liner, LA Girl one. It's very dry and hard. Not creamy at all. It almost reminds me of the Bodyography ones I said I don't like. I feel like this is low-key looking very similar to the last one that I did. And then finally we have shimmery pink lip gloss applied as a finishing touch. I do like this lip gloss, but I feel like it is a little thin and sticky, which I normally like sticky lip glosses because I feel like they last longer. The Kylie Cosmetics one, for instance, is one of my favorites. And I don't know if this was intended to be a dupe. This is the Luxe Gloss from ColourPop. But because it's thin, I feel like it wipes off really easily, which I'm not the biggest fan of. Of course, drag queen trick to get rid of excess product. And that is the finished look. I definitely have some thoughts. Again, this is a review video, but most of these products that I tried today that I hadn't used before, I really liked. I liked the multi-stick. I loved the mascara. I actually really like the look. I don't know if I'd ever go outside being this shiny. This is more of the, this is probably one of the heaviest highlighting jobs I've done in a really long time. But let's compare this time. Exponentially better did it turn out than the last round. So, this is Shimmer by Kevyn Aucoin. As you can see, I feel like we're gradually moving up the step in intensity between looks. Next look is going to be dramatic, for real. So I'm excited to see how that's going to turn out. As always, there are some things that I learned in this video that I might not have known, or things I've tried that I might not have done before. I've told you this whole time, I've really been loving draping, using blush to like bronze / contour. So I might continue that trend. I've really been liking the filling in with lip liner thing. I don't know if I'm digging the using like creams instead of powders as eyeshadow. Honestly, I'm still kind of on the fence about that, but let me know down in the comments how you felt about this look, about this video. If you learned anything, if you have any feedback, I'd always love to hear it. As always, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. I would love to add you to the storybook that is my life. And before we go, let me sneak peek you at my next review that we will be doing. Storybook Cosmetics Starry Night Palette. Now, if you guys watched my BoxyCharm video I did like a year and a half ago, I got this Storybook Cosmetics Briar Rose palette, which I loved. And when I saw this one, I also obviously loved it because, as you can tell, I'm a big fan of Starry Night. So I can't wait to see how that turns out. So tune in for that coming soon. Now that I'm done with school and I'm getting a better setup, I will be able to do regular uploading. I know I've said that before. And yeah, trust me this time, it's gonna be a thing. I swear. All of that being said, I want to thank you again for stopping by and spending your time with me, because you didn't have to. As always, I am Harley Nouveau, and I wish each of you every happiness until our stars next align.